Dolls, in today's video I am sharing a project that my husband completed for me a couple months ago, so I have had time to really try this out. I had purchased a portable nail table from eBay and I did do a video on it. I'll have the link for it below this one. And I needed a solution to some problems that table and my current nail dust collector were giving me. So the issues were the table, I really needed more work surface, and the nail dust collector wasn't collecting the dust properly, and I ended up losing the bags to it. So the first thing we did was switched out the armrest. I went to my local wholesale nail supply place and I purchased a smaller armrest, and then we used Velcro to attach the smaller armrest. That way I can have more of a work surface and detach it if I needed to. The other armrest that was on it was screwed into the table, so I had no way of really taking it off and putting it back on as I wanted to. And the second feature was adding a nail dust collector. Now the table did come with a drawer and that was really useful. However, I figured the trade that my husband was giving me for a better upgrade was more useful for me. So my husband removed the drawer and he attached the tabletop dust collector underneath the table. But first, he actually had to fix another issue that I found out with the dust collector, and it was throwing the dust out and it was getting it all over me. So it was sucking it out of the bottom of the fan and blowing it all over me, even though there was a bag attached to it. What he did was added some clear bathroom caulk around the sides of the fan to seal it so that the dust would be contained inside of the bags. And then the second issue with the fan was that the bags were actually preventing the fan from working to its fullest potential. And my husband basically figured out it would be better to just place a filter on top of the fan so that the fan could suck the dust down, but it will also allow me to just reuse the filter over and over again until I felt the need to replace it. I showed him the Valentino Beauty Pure and asked him if that was what he was speaking of. He stated that was exactly it, but that he can do it for me with everything that we already had. So we went to Walmart after measuring the area around the fan to find a filter big enough for the fan. And these were the filters that we ended up grabbing. We went home, placed it on top of the fan to see if it would work, and it actually did. After we did that, my husband used a hole saw kit to drill a hole in a table and attach the dust collector to the table the same way it was attached to the original plastic part. Now I can travel with the table and just plug it into a socket and use the dust collector instead of carrying it separately with me. So it's a space saver and it solved all of the issues that I was having with the table and the dust collector. Now I'm going to go ahead, turn it on, and let you see how it works. I now have my e-file and my table with the nail dust collector. They are both turned on, and if you are wondering, I have a Koopa Mani Pro and the green light indicates that it is indeed on. So I'm going to take my e-file and just go over top of this nail right here so that you can see how this collects the dust and it does not go through. You'll note that I am filing on top of this gel nail with the drill bit, and the filings are not going all over my hand. They're not on top of the nail trainer. They're not on any area, but you do see them going directly down into the filter where the fan is creating that suction. And that is the whole idea of this. Gel nails are actually, the dust is finer than acrylic nails, so that's why I wanted to show me filing on top of a gel nail, because it's no way of me faking this. You literally see it for yourself. I did mute it though, because filing with that drill bit on top of that plastic can was just so loud and it was irritating me while I was filing it. So I figured this would be the time to explain what you see and to save y'all from that loud noise that the drill bit and the plastic can were creating. Okay guys, so this is it, and as you can see, hopefully you guys can see that the dust particles are right there. They did not go through, and there's nothing on the opposite side. Okay, everything's stuck inside of here. So at the end of the day, when you get done, all you would need to do, let me just turn this off really quickly. At the end of the day, all you would need to do is just simply take this outside, shake it on top of or inside of a bag, or just shake it outside on the ground if you wanted to. I just take a little, I have a little trash can outside in my sunroom, and I just shake this inside of there, and that's it. And when I use pigments, oh my goodness, if you guys know anything about the pigments, you know that they get everywhere in the air. Like, you will be covered with the chrome pigments. What I do is I work on top of this, and anything that's loose, the air from this just sucks it down. So I'm not even covered in pigments when I use the chrome dust. If you would like to get a nail dust collector, this is the one that I actually have in my office. It doesn't have a brand on it or a brand name or anything on it. It just says nail dust collector, and it looks like this. And as you can see, the holes on this one are metal, and it's a little bit different. And this one works great. This is the one that I actually have in my office. So if you could find one on eBay that maybe looks like this, I would highly suggest using that as your nail dust collector, like the tabletop, instead of having to take it apart and drop it into your table. But the ones that have this plastic sort of grill, I guess you could say, I find that doing it the way that my husband and I did it, you get the best bang for your buck, and it actually works a lot better. And I'm actually thinking if we were to switch this one out for this one in a table, it will probably work even better, because this one works awesome. All of my dust collectings go directly in a bag. They don't blow out everywhere or anything like that. So if you get nothing out of this, if your nail dust collector, the back portion of it is blowing everything out, just check the bottom of the fan. You may need to just cover it up with like some caulking so that the dust collectings will only just go through the fan and into the bag and nowhere else. But if not, then maybe you can try this out. And that's it. I'll of course have the pictures included in the video, and I will list below the video any information, as well as the link to what the table looked like prior to us doing our own little DIYs to it. So I hope that this helped, and as always, and until next time, have a gorgeous day, dolls. Smooches. Mwah. Bye.